Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're taking a deep dive into something that's been like exploding online. AI image generation. Remember those
Yeah.
early AI art attempts? Kind of cool, but also kind of wonky, right?
Yeah, they
Well,
were.
hold on to your hats because things have changed
Yeah,
dramatically.
yeah. It's remarkable, isn't it? The speed that this technology is advancing, it's really something to behold.
Yeah, it's wild. We're going to be looking at a YouTube video by Cloud called "AI Generated Art is Getting Out of Hand," and let me tell you, that title is not clickbait.
Oh yeah,
BuyCloud is clearly excited about this stuff, and you'll see why as we unpack this.
definitely.
We'll be talking about a technique that's completely changed the game, and why, even if you don't consider yourself an artist, this is something you should be paying attention to.
Yeah, that's a good point, the implications of this technology. It extends far beyond just creating pretty pictures.
Right. Okay, so before we get to the mind-blowing stuff, let's set the stage. Remember how AI image generators could make, say, a corgi, but if you wanted a specific corgi with the same markings every time, it was basically impossible.
Exactly. Early models were trained on huge data sets, but they lacked the ability to focus on individual subjects with, a high level of detail.
Right.
And
Well, enter Dream Booth. This is the technique that's like sending shockwaves through the AI art world.
it
Can you
is.
break down how it works and why everyone's so excited?
Sure. Dream Booth is a way to fine-tune an AI model using a very small number of images, as few as 5, or as many as 20 pictures of your subject.
Wow.
Compare that to the millions of images typically required.
Yeah.
So going back to that corgi example, imagine you feed Dream Booth a handful of photos of your specific corgi. It learns to understand what makes that corgi unique.
So it's not about drawing any corgi anymore.
Yeah.
It's about capturing the essence of your corgi. That's pretty wild. But I have to ask, why should someone who isn't an artist or a corgi enthusiast care about
Oh.
this?
Well, because it goes way beyond corgis.
Okay.
Think about characters in movies, video games, or even books. Imagine being able to take a few images of a fictional character and then have the AI generate countless new images of that character in different poses, settings, all while retaining those unique details. It could revolutionize animation, comics, game design. The possibilities are huge.
Now that you mention it, I've seen some really cool examples of that online. It really is like having an AI artist who knows exactly what that character looks like, even down to the tiniest details. Speaking of AI artists, in the video, BuyCloud highlights a model called Waifu Diffusion. Now, the name's relevant here because it's been trained on a massive data set of, you guessed it, anime illustrations. Over 300,000 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. Waifu diffusion is a perfect example of what makes this technology so powerful on its own. It's
Cool.
fantastic at generating anime-style art, but when you combine it with Dream Booth, it becomes something else entirely.
You can take those few images of, let's say, your favorite anime character, and suddenly Waifu Diffusion can generate endless variations of that character, all in that consistent anime style. It's remarkable.
It is. It's like the best of both worlds. You get the consistent style and the ability to generate specific subjects. And BuyCloud doesn't stop there.
No, he doesn't.
He also talks about this other technique called clip skip. What's that all about?
Clip skip is a fascinating development that addresses one of the biggest challenges AI art has faced, creating images that are logically coherent and realistic.
Right.
It's a fairly complex process, but essentially it tweaks the way the AI understands and processes text prompts,
Yeah.
leading to more realistic outputs.
The example they use in the video is drawing hands,
Uh,
specifically getting all 5 fingers right, which apparently used to be a major hurdle for AI. Clipskip helps solve that. Seems like a small detail, but it's a huge leap forward. It makes me wonder, are these techniques all compatible with each other?
That's a great question. And it highlights how rapidly this field is evolving. ClipSkip isn't compatible with every AI model. It only works with specific models that have been trained to use it. So while it's a significant advancement, it also shows how diverse the AI art landscape is becoming, with different techniques and approaches emerging all the time.
And all of this is happening in the open source world. Stable Diffusion, the foundation of Dream Booth, is open source, which means anyone can tinker with it.
Right.
BuyCloud even mentions how Discord communities are going crazy, with people creating their own custom models and sharing new techniques.
That's a lot.
It's really exciting to see this level of collaboration and innovation.
The open source nature of Stable Diffusion has absolutely fueled an explosion of creativity and development. It's a true community effort, with everyone from hobbyists to professional researchers pushing the boundaries of what's possible. And this brings us to another crucial point. the potential impact of all this on the art world itself.
That's what I was just thinking. It's incredible to see what AI can do, but it also makes you wonder about the implications for artists who make a living from their craft. How will this technology change the way we think about art and who gets to create it?
That's a very important question, and one that deserves a lot of discussion. In part two, we'll delve deeper into these questions, looking at the potential impact of AI art on various industries, and exploring some of the ethical considerations that arise alongside this rapidly evolving technology.
Great. We'll definitely be diving into that in the next part, but for now, we've got to leave you hanging. Stay tuned because in part two, things are going to get even wilder. Welcome back. So we've seen how techniques like Dream Booth and Clip Skip are, pushing the boundaries of what AI art can achieve.
Yeah.
But as we hinted at the end of the last part, this technology isn't just changing how art is made, it's also raising some big questions about what art is.
Absolutely. And those questions become even more complex when we consider how these advancements are impacting the art world and the livelihoods of human artists.
Right, ByCloud touches on this in his video, and one thing that really jumped out at me was this whole situation with Novel AI,
Uh-huh.
the company known for its AI writing tools.
Right.
Apparently, there was a leak of their custom models and code for AI art generation,
Yeah.
and it caused quite a stir.
Big time. This leak was a significant event in the AI art community.
So what was the big deal? What were people freaking out about?
Well, Novel AI had been developing its own image generation models in, a somewhat secretive manner.
Okay.
So the leak provided a glimpse into some of their unique approaches and techniques that hadn't been seen before.
So what kind of unseen techniques are we talking about?
One of the most intriguing revelations was the use of what are called hyper-network switches. These switches allow for an even finer level of control over the AI's output.
Right.
Imagine being able to generate an image and then with flick of a switch, change the entire artistic style, say from something like a Van Gogh to a Picasso.
Whoa, that's kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It's like having a whole team of artists with different styles at your disposal. Was that the only thing that came out of the leak?
No, there were other advancements as well. Novel AI was experimenting with new ways to upscale images, making them larger and more detailed without losing quality.
Wow.
They were also using something called custom loss functions, which is a bit technical, but essentially it's a way to fine-tune the AI's learning process, leading to more refined and visually stunning results.
It sounds like this link was a bit of a Pandora's box in a way, unleashing all these new ideas and techniques into the open source community.
It really was.
But the video also mentions some drama surrounding the leak. What was that about?
Well, as with any leak of proprietary information, there were concerns about intellectual property rights and the ethics of sharing someone else's work without permission.
Right.
Some argued that the leak would stifle innovation, discouraging companies from investing in research and development if they feared their work would just be leaked.
That's a good point. But I also imagine some people saw it as a positive thing, maybe pushing the field forward by making these new techniques accessible to everyone.
Exactly. And that tension is at the heart of the open source debate. It's a double-edged sword. On the one hand, open source fosters rapid innovation and collaboration.
Right.
On the other hand, it raises questions about ownership, attribution, and the potential for misuse.
And all of this ties back to the question of how this technology will impact human artists. Right. In the video, ByCloud expresses concern about the flow of money.
Yeah.
If people are using AI to generate art, does that mean less money for human artists?
That's certainly one of the biggest concerns. If AI can create art that's indistinguishable from human-made work, what happens to the livelihoods of artists who rely on their skills and creativity to make a living?
Yeah, it's a complex issue. On the one hand, you could argue that AI art could democratize art, making it possible for anyone to express themselves visually, even if they don't have, traditional artistic skills.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, there's the very real fear that it could devalue the work of human artists, making it harder for them to compete.
Precisely. And it's not just about art for art's sake. These advancements have implications for countless industries that rely on visual communication.
Like what?
Advertising, film, video games, all these fields could be transformed by AI art.
It's like we're at this crossroads. We have this incredibly powerful technology that has the potential to revolutionize creativity.
It does.
But it also comes with a whole host of ethical and economic questions that we need to grapple with.
I think that's a very apt way to put it. And as we move forward, it's important to have, open and honest conversations about these challenges.
Yeah.
How do we ensure that AI art is used ethically and responsibly? How do we protect the livelihoods of human artists while embracing the possibilities of this new technology?
It's a lot to think about.
It is.
But I'm also curious to see how things play out. In the next part, we'll shift gears a bit and look at how AI art is already being used in the real world and explore what the future might hold for this rapidly evolving field. Ready to see what's next?
Let's dive in.
Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive into the world of AI art. We've talked about the tech, the ethics, and now it's time to see how this stuff is actually being used out there in the wild.
Yeah, it's an exciting time to be following this technology. What seemed like pure science fiction just a few years ago is now rapidly becoming part of our everyday lives.
Right. And ByCloud doesn't go into a ton of detail about specific use cases in this video, but even skimming through the comments, you can see people buzzing with ideas and possibilities.
Absolutely. One area where we're already seeing significant impact is in concept art and design. Think about game developers or filmmakers who need to quickly visualize a character or an environment.
Okay.
AI tools can generate a huge range of options in a fraction of the time it would take a human artist.
So it's like having an instant brainstorming partner, but one that can actually draw the ideas. No more scribbling on napkins and hoping your art skills are up to par.
Exactly, and this goes beyond just entertainment. Architects can use AI to explore different building designs. Industrial designers can test out product variations. You can even create photorealistic renderings before a single brick is laid or a product is manufactured.
That's incredible. It really is like getting a glimpse into the future. But what about for us regular folks who aren't designing video games or skyscrapers? Are there everyday uses for AI art?
Think about social media. We're already seeing people using AI to generate custom avatars, create unique profile pictures, or design personalized graphics for their posts. It's becoming increasingly common.
Oh yeah, I've seen some of those.
Yeah.
They're getting so good it's almost creepy. Sometimes I can't even tell if it's a real photo or something an AI whipped up.
It really does blur the lines, doesn't it? And that raises all sorts of interesting questions about authenticity, originality, and what it even means for something to be art in this new age of digital creation. But I think rather than fearing these changes, we should be embracing the possibilities they offer.
Okay, I like that, embracing the possibilities. So let's put on our futurist hats for a minute. Given how fast things are moving, what do you think the future holds for AI art? Any predictions or big picture thoughts?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, I think one of the most profound impacts will be on the very nature of creativity itself.
Ooh, that sounds deep. Tell me more.
As AI tools become more sophisticated, I think we'll see them increasingly become like partners in the creative process.
Okay.
Imagine collaborating with an AI that understands your artistic vision, suggests ideas, and even helps execute certain aspects of a project.
So instead of replacing artists, AI could actually become a powerful tool that enhances their abilities.
Exactly. It could free up human artists to focus on higher level concepts, emotions, and the nuanced aspects of human expression that AI may never fully replicate. It's an exciting prospect, I think.
I'm with you on that. It's definitely a more optimistic outlook than some of the anxieties we've discussed. But you're right, we have to be mindful of the challenges as well.
Absolutely. We need to have open conversations about the ethical implications, consider the potential impact on various industries, and most importantly, ensure that these tools are used responsibly and for the benefit of society as a whole.
That's a great point to end on. This has been a truly fascinating deep dive into the world of AI art. It really feels like, as ByCloud said, the future is unfolding right before our eyes. So, to our listener, we'll leave you with one final thought. Given everything we've discussed, how might AI art impact industries and fields beyond those we've already mentioned? Think about education, healthcare, scientific research. The possibilities are truly limitless. It's going to be an incredible journey to witness, and we'll be here to help you make sense of it all as it happens. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep an eye on this amazing world of AI art.